KPP in West Memphis, Missouri, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee.
Get ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. For the next hour, we will forget about the black man, we will forget about the white man, and we will deal with the human. Pastor Andre Guy is here to answer your questions from a biblical perspective. He's an humble man who's on a mission to bring the church together with a Bible and a dictionary. He will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help him God. And now, here's Pastor Andre Guy.
Good evening, Memphis and the rest of the world. Welcome to another edition of The Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'm Andre Guy Reed. Hey, Twan Burton here. For the next hour, let's forget about the black man. Let's forget about the white man. Let's deal with the human from a Bible perspective, if you will. Feel free to call in at 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490 for any comments, suggestions, agreements, or even disagreements we may have. We agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Okay, y'all, this is the Truth Radio Show, brought to you by Truth Radio Network. We deal with everything from sex, race, religion, politics, and even sometimes sports from a Bible perspective. Amen. Q's down next week. Finally hit me in my head. We can squeeze 5 minutes in because we're going back to our original format because at the end of the day, spreading the gospel is what we do. Okay. So every show, 5 minutes of sermon, we're going to squeeze that in. Then we'll kick in with whatever we're talking about, what you think. Gotcha. That sounds wonderful. Because at the end of the day, the foundation of this is God. Finally, somebody doing something for God. I think he's worthy of it. I'm listening to Bob and Josh this morning. You can listen to us on WMQM 1600 AM YouTube channel if you want to look live. WMQM 1600 AM on the radio. KQPN 730 AM on the radio. And yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, now 93.3 on the FM dial. The station is already up and running. Oh, yeah, 93.3. The station already up and running. The antenna's pointed toward the wrong way, so it's in Middleton. It's pointed toward Somerville and Lakeland and all that, and Arlington in that area toward Jackson, Tennessee. So they're enjoying hearing to the truth as well. But once they adjusted to the angle that they wanted at, all you guys out there in South Haven and North Memphis and South Memphis and all over the Memphis area, you can catch us on AM, you can catch us on FM, or you can catch us on YouTube. Sound like we should get caught. Yes, sir. Amen. Amen. This is Bob and Josh this morning. And they were talking about this cartoon called Arthur. You ever heard of it? It comes on PBS. You ever heard of them? Yes. That's the public broadcasting system, man. Yes, it is. That's the system that they play so people that don't have a lot of wealth, poor people, we call them sometimes. They can watch TV for free. That means this is access to all children, to make all children have access to this. That's right. Did you know on the cartoon Arthur that Mr. Ratburn got married? Huh? Mr. Ratburn, he's on Arthur. He got married. What? And the girl that one of the children thought Mr. Ratburn was marrying, Patty, she come to find out, no, that's Mr. Ratburn's sister. He's not marrying Patty. Because she had seen him, the man and woman, showing affection toward each other, and she thought it was husband and wife type. And he said, no, it's not Patty. The little girl started crying, Q. Because she thought that Mr. Ratburn married Patty. But then the little boy explained, no, he's not marrying Patty, but he is getting married. To who? The little girl explains. And the little boy explains to her, he's marrying a man. You hear about that? You hear about that? Let me play it for you.
Sister, who is Mr. Redford marrying? This is the best cake I've ever had. I wonder how many times Patty said it's that.
The best cake.
everyone is married. I still can't believe it. Yep, it's a brand new world. But there's one thing that teachers should never, ever do. What?
Now, Mr. Max Bradburn and his new male bride dancing. Are y'all catching it? Are y'all catching it yet? 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Till we get the sermons up, I can still go to the Word. Romans chapter 1. For those of you that don't go to church,
according to Wikipedia, Romans chapter 1 is the first chapter of the epistle to the Romans in the New Testament of the Christian Bible.
You get yourself in trouble with God, acting like you ain't heard it, because I'm going to read it to you from the Word, because that way you know what you're doing when you're doing what you're doing. But I'm going to pause for the call right now. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Up jump the devil.
Oh, up jump devil. How you doing, Lucifer?
Good time. How about that?
God damn. Ain't nothing but.
That's the guy. If you want back to the next format, sir, you're going to have to do me one thing.
Okay.
If I heard even now, one more time, that's going to get me back to the church. Okay? That's going to get me back to the church, because I'm going to hear something else besides even now.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, hold on. Say what you just said again. If I'm going back to the sermons.
Yeah, if I hear,
even now.
One more time.
That's what I'm preaching Sunday. Wait a minute, that's what I'm preaching Sunday. Even now, God is still in control. Even now, when it looks like the evil is winning. Even now, when the church is falling away. Even now, when you don't see it in your finances. Even now, when you don't see it in your health. Even now, when you don't see it in your marriage. Even now, God is still working on your behalf. Even now. You just want to hear. I know that.
Look at us. Now I see why you played that song for Black Conservatives. One trick pony.
I am. Now you got me on that, because all I got is the gospel. And you know, be honest with you.
Yeah, but you got the same gospel.
No, I got a different sermon. I ain't really preaching that Sunday.
Well, that's all we asking for. Let us hear something else besides even now.
I got some new. I tell you what. I tell you how you can get a fresh anointing every week. Come to church on Sunday.
How am I do that?
Come to church on Sunday.
That's what I told you. That's what's going to get me back in it. Because when you play even now, I had to go to another church. Another church.
You been need to go to another church. Other guy, what you think about that cartoon, man?
Well, I used to watch Archie. It's the same one, these like CIA guys or something and stuff. I used to watch it. I don't know what it's at now. You talking about it doing some PBS. I don't know what no PBS is.
PBS is what we grew up on. It's called the Public Broadcasting System. Don't you remember?
So is that the one where I used to watch Chestnut Street at?
Exactly. When we was growing up, we had the rabbit ear TVs and stuff.
Right.
They had no direct TV. They had no Comcast back then. You had the really rabbit ears, and the Indian at night would go off, and the TV go off like 1 o'clock in the morning, come back on at 6. Well, the same station that they used then is what they using now to get our children.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir, please. Yeah, please.
I have Comcast. Do I have PBS? You got it. I don't even know I got it.
Right. It's called Channel 10, man.
Oh, man, that's what it was called when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's Channel 10. It's still in here.
I got 500 or 700 something channels. You think I'm going to stop at 10?
You did when you were growing up?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, well, I could go to 13. I had 3 more to go past the 10.
Well, now, what about this show they teaching these children, man?
No, that's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And here's just we go understand.
Now, you know these are liberals that's teaching this first of all. You know that, don't you?
My friend. Yep, I'm one of them. I recognize them.
Okay.
I'm one of them. Okay,
I want to make sure you know that. Okay.
Here's what I want you to know.
Okay.
PBS, Archer, and none of them are responsible for my kids, right? Granted, my kids are adults now, but when they was kids, that was my responsibility. It was not a television station responsibility.
I agree with you. One,
Wait a minute. So right.
You're right. I promise you right. I promise you right. Let me ask you a question. Now you got some grandkids, don't you?
Yes, I do. I want to make sure that when they're with me, they're not going to be watching Little Archer.
I got you. Gonna make sure they're in there with you. I got you.
I got you.
And if your grandchildren, if you live long enough, your grandchildren gonna give you some great grandchildren. God granted. Would you agree?
I agree.
Now watch this. Other guy. Watch this. Them grandkids that you got, we ain't even get to the great grandchildren. We're gonna deal with the grandchildren, right?
Well, they ain't got here yet, baby.
Right. I got you. They ain't with granddad a whole lot of time, I was surmising.
Exactly.
So whatever granddad's daughter them teaching them and then son teaching them, that's pretty much what they learning. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Now, if you liberal, I imagine you taught them to be liberal with you.
Absolutely, I do.
Now, I got you. If you don't believe everything in the Bible, I imagine you taught them not to believe everything in the Bible. Would you agree?
Well, what I would say about that.
Okay. What you say about that?
What I would say about that.
What you say about that?
Their mom, what the mom than me, because she made sure they went. Now,
their mama led them to church, not their daddy.
Yeah, daddy.
And I see, last time I read my Bible, it said the father is the example of God that a child sees. That's why Jesus said, my Father who art in heaven. That's why I said the father is the head of the family. I mean, I thought the dad supposed to lead their children to church.
And that might be that's in the Bible, but I'm telling you about my life. Okay.
So your life ain't based on the Bible.
I was setting up watching NFL. That mom, those kids' mom had them.
The mama had them, right? When you and the mama was together, was you the head of your house?
I was banging in the basement.
No, I ain't asked you was you the trick of the house. I said was you the man of the house.
Yes, I was. I was wearing the pants. What's wrong with you, man?
You was wearing them, but was you using them? And I'll tell you what I mean.
Okay.
Did your wife raise them kids based on your instruction, or did you raise them based on hers?
Well, I would think we raised them based on the King James Version.
Oh, you do? Whoa, wait a minute now. If you're going to raise them based on the King James Version, how can you raise them on something that you say you don't believe all of it? You mystify me.
Wait a minute, man. Anything in the King James Version, I don't believe, but there's a lot in there that I do believe.
So you take what parts you want to take, and you leave with parts that you don't like.
Well, I'm not you. That's what you do.
No, sir. I told you I believe everything from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to Revelation chapter 22, 21. I believe every last word. That's why I'm on this radio. I ain't getting paid for this. I'm doing this because a call from God that he saw when I was nothing in life, that he had enough grace and mercy upon me, that he said, Andre, if you read this word and follow my instructions, I'll make the rest of your life the best of your life. And I'm living it now. I got you calling me every day.
That's good. I mean, I don't know how many times I get up this pole, man, because getting hot out here and stuff like that.
You gonna climb it every day I'm on the air.
Yeah. Talk about it. Here's what I want to say.
Okay.
Therein lies the difference between you and I.
Okay.
I'm going to admit that I'm going to go in that Bible and pick out what suits me.
Okay.
But not.
Because I'm not.
I do that.
I'm not. Other guy. What happened was when I surrendered, not me, just me. When I surrendered to Christ, I realized me figuring out what my feelings were didn't work. That's why I ended up in prison. That's why I ended up on drugs. That's why I ended up in broken relationships. That's why I ended up as a wayward father. Me figuring out didn't work. So what I did was I did like the Bible say, be born again. I said, okay, God, I'm a child. Teach me. And he said, read my word and do what my word says. The only way I can be who I am, man, the only way I can do what I do is if I believe every iota that comes out that Bible because it resurrected my life.
Sir, I got one thing, sir. Let me say.
You gotta make it quick, I got another call.
Yeah. Hey, Mother Jones. Sir.
Mother Jones? You been there with Mother Jones now? Somebody who did in my home?
I need for her to cut her radio off because she a hater. Let me ask
She
you.
a hater.
Yeah, she a hater.
Mother Jones a holy woman. She ain't. I don't think Mother Jones hated senior.
Okay, well, that's all different. So look at Papa Doc. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
What if there was somebody, maybe not named Margaret Singer, but what if somebody else came along, let's call her Robert Singer or something. He said, hey, these black guys are having too many babies out here, and these babies aren't coming up right. So instead of the woman, let's cut off these gonads for these black men. Would you be okay with that, sir?
If they cut out the what? The black men?
Gonads.
Yes.
Hey, man, don't be saying that. You're on the radio.
That's not a political term.
Okay.
I tell you what, call it scrotum. That's scrotum.
Would you be okay with that?
Would you be okay with them cutting that scrotum off for what now?
Black men. Because
no. First of all, I can tell you when you go any further. You know why? You started your statement with black men. I'm not in favor of mutilation for any human being. Anytime you start a statement with a black man or white man, whatever the rest of it is going to be racist because you started with race. Well, let's follow the scenario. Margaret Singer started it for black people, right? But what does Simon and Mary got to do with black people? Ain't no black people in the Bible. I mean, when you got the woman, you got a woman that called herself black when she was talking to Solomon, but I thought as black, as a race, but the Bible deal with nation, not color, man. No, they talking about abortion with Margaret Singer. Oh, okay, now Margaret Singer did it for black people. Okay. Oh, so okay, that's what I'm missing. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Somebody like Margaret Singer came along and want to get rid of black people. And they're not going to use the women. They're going to use us, black men. I'll be against it. I'll be against anybody doing anything that retard the process of God. Okay. Well, look, you've been very nice today, man. Mother Joe. Other guy will tell you something. I'm going to ask this question after you get off. Okay. I was praying all night last night. I looked at that bill they passed in Alabama, right? That bill wrong, man. Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to give me a chance. First of all, let me say this here. I have personal testimony. My oldest sister, Georgia McGuire, she actually died giving birth to what was my nephew. I considered my brother, and then he died 4 years later. So I actually have actually dealing with this as a young man. I was 12, 13 years old. The abortion bill in Alabama, I agree with the abortion bill. I agree with it. But as far as the part about they don't make an exception for rape and incest, I've been praying all night long, and I'm still waiting on God. Because God always asks me in Scripture to show me, where that's okay. I think they may have went too far in that area, and there's got to be some tweaking done. But as far as them making abortion legal, I'm 100% agree with it. We're waiting on the Scripture. I will take the Scripture out there because you've been real nice today. But before I go, I love you, Mother Joe. My phone. Bye. I'll call him to the show. There ain't no sense in trying to get back. When I was sitting there praying about the incest and the rape, and I was thinking about them people, I promise you, Ricky, you ran across my spirit. I wonder what he done did, where he at. Just this morning, about 3 o'clock this morning. Oh man, I'm glad they passed that bill in Alabama. I am too, because now it finally brings it to a head. But even at rape and incest, God gives life. I mean, God gives life. If somebody called in a year or two ago, and I think it might be Black Conservative, I don't know, because I'm real careful doing by with Black Conservative because he gets so far out there. But if somebody called in a year ago, they gave me a scripture that had something that kind of gave you the idea of this was somebody who conceived child with rape, and they didn't kill the baby. I'm thinking, but I need actual scripture on that because in my heart of hearts, I don't see legally or spiritually how a woman of rape and incest that you can make them have the baby or penalize them for having the baby. But at the same token, if the word of God says so, it don't matter what I think or I feel. That's what I'm at in life. Right, that's true too. But just, use the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. Just think if you are that baby conceived of rape or incest, you want them ripping you to pieces. Well, let me ask you this, Ricky. If you're a baby of rape or incest, would you want to be born into a world that You don't know who your father is. If you did know who your father is, you know that he's a violent criminal. Hold on. You got a mother that's got to look at you to realize that you were the source of pain in my life, not the source of pleasure. If you want to look at it like that, if you were the baby, that's a big thing to throw out there. If I'm the baby, if a mighty big word have two letters, I mean, you know.
Right, but you ask yourself this question.
Okay.
Big as you are, or even if you
or if you're a victim of incest, well, you got to look at this baby and know this is when my daddy had sex with me.
Right, but you're the baby, and anywhere
you're the baby.
You don't see a normal human being running into the fire. I mean, would you jump in the meat grinder because you were born from incest or rape?
Well, you know, first of all, as a baby, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. You know, we going down the road to nowhere, because when you get through with the if's a mighty big word. They have two letters. Let me ask you this. In your heart of heart, and what you know about Scripture, are you okay with them forcing a woman who's a victim of rape or a victim of incest to have a baby?
I'm okay with whatever's going to save the life of the mother and the baby. That's what I'm for.
But that's an ideal world. I'm on the same page with you with that. They already have it in there that if it's going to save the life of the mother, then it go ahead and destroy the baby. But they're saying that even in the case, keep this in mind, less than 1% of abortions are for rape, incest, or life of the mother. Also, less than 1% of abortions are for women that are married. So these are all basically women that are not having abortions because they've been raped or because a family member got them pregnant or their life is on the line. These are people that are having sex, and they said they named it that this is my woman's right to choose whether I'm going to allow the consequences of me having sex. Well, if you don't want to get, you know, they got a thing now. They call it. Other guy said it, and I said, let me tell you, there's some women that are saying that because they passed the Alabama law, what they're going to do is they're going to withhold having sex with all the men that they know that support that law. You know what, Ricky?
We're going to have some evil men.
No. What we're going to have is, thank God, some birth control. Thank God. That's what y'all should have been doing in the first place. Because if a man is sitting around here and he don't want you to be able to kill a baby, then you ain't got to be having sex with him anyway. The responsibility has got to be taken for the actions that we have. You're taking it from, you can just make a decision to have sex and not suffer the consequences of getting pregnant. Then you add on to it, and because I choose to have sex with somebody other than what God designed, other than what normal, and then I want you to embrace it. This thing has gone out of hand. This is sexual perversion. This is Lucifer. Lucifer in America, man.
The Bible says that the Bible says that the princes only teach for hire, the preachers and the prophets and all of them.
There'll be a great falling away from the church and all that, and false prophets shall be among you. There will be many antichrists in the land. We get that. This is what I want to know, Ricky. What about the scripture that says, let those that are redeemed of the Lord say so? Why the true people of the church are not speaking up?
Everybody I talk to, they say, I'm not a prophet. I say, why ain't you a prophet? We need more people out there telling these young men and women, boys and girls.
You ain't got to be a prophet. I just taught on Bible study. You have to minister. Every person that says that they're a believer are a minister. Minister means to give advice, to give aid, or to counsel. So whenever you tell somebody a better way to do things and you're doing it in the name of Jesus, you're ministering. Are you a minister?
I read it in the Bible, like I was trying to tell you a couple months ago. The prophets who prophesy drunkenness unto this people are the real prophets.
Rick. Drunkenness is, you know, I don't even know why I put it down. You start this thing out going down a hill that wasn't going nowhere. Now you're going to sit right there with the prophet that prophesied drunkenness. Do you want to sing? Because I'm going to go.
Read Micah, I think it's chapter 2. It says the prophets who prophesy drunkenness, they're the real prophets. They have vision.
Wait a minute. He cute. Hold on, Ricky.
In Micah.
Micah chapter 2. He set me up, Q. He set me up. He set me up. He set me up good. He set me up. I believe we're gonna beat it. He set me up. He set me up. But that's okay. Now that's okay. I'm going to Michael Chapman. What verse do I need to go to, Ricky?
I don't know if it's 2 to 6 or something like that. Chapter 2, I think it is.
I'm in chapter 2.
6 or 7 or 8.
I'm going to start at 1. I got a feeling I got to trick you. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, that practice it, because it is the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus said the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, for which you shall not remove from your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He had challenged the portion of my people. How had he removed it from me? Turned away, he had divided our fields. Therefore thou have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord. Okay, talk about the church. Prophesy ye not, say to them that prophesy, they shall not prophesy to them, that they shall not take shame. Hold out of the arm, the house of Jacob, is the spirit of the Lord straightening. Are these his doings? Do not my words do good to him that walketh upright? Even of late, my people is risen up as the enemy. You pull off the robe with a garment from them that pass by securely, as men averse from war. The women of my people have you cast out from their pleasant houses. From their children have you taken away my glory. For Rick, I ain't read nothing about the
Just a little further.
Okay, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Yeah, he real confident too. I think he got me cute. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. If a man walketh in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. No, man, that's cursing that prophet, man.
To an ignorant people that drunk.
Okay, yeah, right. Ignorant and cursed people gonna listen to the drunk prophet. That's why we ain't listening to you.
Well, I love you too. If you want to believe that.
How many you had today?
I don't know about 3, but I'm about to go get me another one.
Do you think that you're being sober?
Man, I forgot what sober mean, man.
So are you a drunken prophet?
Hey, they say that the drunkard shall stumble and utterly fall, but my fall, since I am upright trying to do the Lord's bidding, and the Holy Spirit even called me a prophet years ago, sent me angels, it's going to be your job, like the Apostle Paul said, examine yourselves to see if you be of the truth.
I tell you what, because I got to read the scripture. We got to call on whole queue. No. Okay, good. I tell you what, Ricky says. I read your scripture.
Y'all don't want to believe Jesus is white, look like the pictures at church.
No, because it don't line up with the Bible.
I saw him when I was
stop following stuff that don't line up with the Bible, then you'll be. Let me read this to you, Ricky. Since I'm doing Bible, I love Bible. Romans chapter 1. I was just going to give a Bible study today, so you can be in it with me. You ready? Mm-hmm. Romans chapter 1, church, I'm going to start at verse 21. Okay. For those of y'all out there that like voting Democrat, for those of y'all out there that like embracing this homosexuality, for those of y'all out there that's compromising God because your son or your daughter or your sister, your brother, somebody in your family is homosexual, and you want to sit around there and make God okay with it, you better turn your radio off right now, because I'm going to read from the Bible. Romans chapter 1, verse 21, that's what it says. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. No. Here's the rule. If you're going to hold, you can't talk to the ending of the reading of the word. Bow down and be in reverence of the word. Amen? Amen. All right then. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, into birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore God also gave them up unto uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor with their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections as being evil. For even the women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. No, you got to wait for the end of the reading of the word. spirit, that spirit shall be settled down. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error which was met. And even if they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. Listen to verse 32 real good. Who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but those that have pleasure in them that do it. You know, God said not only are they worthy of death, if you endorse it, if you embrace it, if you will support it, God said just like they worthy of death, you worthy of death, and I ain't got no heaven and hell to put you in. I like what you said when you say, if you grin, you in. If you grin, you in, baby. But, if you grin, you in. But just like we you support it, you did. God say you did it. My Bible tells me that he shall cast all of your sins once you get saved into a sea of forgetfulness, never to be remembered. Oh, but no. There's another scripture that you can get so far outside the will of God that the Bible says, I'll go back into the sea of forgetfulness and pull your sins back up. Well, that's always possible. Oh, no, that's biblical. But that's what the Bible says. But see, that's because of your rebellion. But if you've been walking and talking with them, and once again, it's a mighty big word to have two letters. If you walking and talking with him, you ain't got to worry about the trials that's coming on America. But you got to be a true believer. A true believer. See, you're not gonna become proud or haughty or arrogant or reprobate if you believe in God for real, because you will fear the Lord and turn away from your wickedness. That's right. Well, you believe in God and be not drunken with wine. Yeah, your wickedness. They have to kill the winemaker before I give it up. In the Bible it says there's rivers of milk, rivers of honey, and rivers of wine. I'll be sitting at the river of wine. I have the river's eyes up in there. You got a song before you go? Let me see. Let me think of something. I got to create one for you. Woe unto those who think just because they've never done wrong. Oh, that's in the Bible. God says, why do they always say they're innocent? Woe unto those who never done wrong. Hello, Carl. Welcome to the show. Pastor, I want to give you a hypothetical, and I hope you can help me out, because I want to know about some certain things about the homosexual people. Okay, let's say unforgivable is gay. Okay. Gay mean happy. Gay mean happy. You mean homosexual. Unforgivable homosexual. Yeah, my mistake. Okay. Yeah, homosexual. He loved me. Okay. And all of a sudden, he gets to listen to your program and decide he want to get his life together and he want to change. Okay. And I stopped doing the filth, the nastiness that homosexuals do. And I started, praying to God and telling him to help me, get me out of this thing and all this stuff, and go to church and everything. Is that okay, or is God still going to stand me? Because I've been a homosexual for about 20 years. No, you know what? It's deeper than that, and that's a good stuff. I've actually had people who have been caught up in the homosexual. I heard you. Right, and they've been delivered in my ministry. The homosexual spirit, people don't understand. A lot of times when homosexuals say, I was born that way, they really telling the truth. And I'll tell you what I mean. A man is not born with the organs of a woman inside of him. And a woman is not born with the organs of a man. But there are men that were born with it's called effeminate. And effeminate, you ever had little boys you was growing up with? Ever since y'all little boys in first grade and kindergarten, they always did act like girls. They would never play with trucks, they played with dolls. They would never come out and play football. They wanted to wash dishes and stay around mama and stuff. And all their life, they always acted effeminate. Right. Well, that's called an effeminate spirit. all of us are born with a sin nature. Some men, they're born where they have a desire to not have just one woman. They want to sleep with multiple women. That's a spirit of whoredom. Those are sexual demons. Those are sexual spirits that we're born in with because we're flesh. What happens is, because it's flesh, then you have to turn it over to the Holy Ghost for God to deliver you from that. My wife that I'm married, this is my third marriage. My other two marriages, they were not marriages because I was in a state of whoredom. I was a male stripper for 4 or 5 years. I was a sex freak is what I was, if you would just call it what it is, because I was caught up in a spirit, a sexual spirit of, that's something that my natural nature I was born with. That's why the Bible says you have to be born again. But now here's the kicker. The person that I had in my ministry that got born again in that spirit, he had been a female impersonator all his life. He had acted like a girl all his life. He had been a female impersonator for the great portion of his life. So when he did come to God and surrender to God, the part about stop having sex with me and all that, that was easy. The hard part was him losing the effeminate ways that he had gained through all those years of living like a woman. People used to come to church all the time and say, "Hey, ma'am, how you doing?" And he had to tell them, "No, I'm a man." And I miss Percy to the, don't you miss Percy? Yes, sir. Man, I miss Percy to this day. And for the rest of his life, that was a spirit of losing effeminism that he had to fight off for the rest of his life. And God bless his soul for the rest of his life. But the whole time he was in that ministry, that was a fight he did. He even cut his hair, because he had hair that hung all the way down his shoulders. He cut his hair and stuff. He let his mustache grow. And he grew. He started training himself to do manly things. But that's okay, because the spirit has to be trained. The flesh comes natural. Whatever you freak into fleshly, you ain't got to train for it. You don't never see a child misspell a curse word. They spell them correctly, pronounce them correctly, and use them in the right place. Because flesh comes naturally. But when you start doing stuff in the spirit, it has to be trained, and that's a hard road. Yes, I've seen homosexuals delivered. It's a harder road for them to be delivered from than a lot of us. That's my summation.
So the spirit inside you can be changed.
Oh, the spirit inside of you.
I mean, from the homosexual activity.
For everybody, keep in mind, unforgivable. The Bible says, not I, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven unless you're born again. Even if the homosexual was born as the homosexual, if I was born as the whoremonger, if I was born as the liar, if I was born as the thief, no matter what you were born as, even if you were born as an Orthodox Jew, that don't count with God. You have to be born again in order to become God's chosen people, in order for the Holy Ghost to come in and work in your life.
Well, with God, in a sense, let's say, forgive you because of the way you're in the world of filth, and you got something they call temptation, and you end up going back to, just let's say one time, go back to that homosexual activity, and you quit it. Though you had tried to not to do it, but you made that mistake. And then
2 Peter chapter 2,
follow
verse
the
20.
and pray for God that you won't do it
According
again.
to BibleRep.com, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 20 NLT, and when people escape from the wickedness of the world by knowing our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and then they take up and slave by sin again, they are worse off than before.
Stop talking, hold on.
I didn't hear you.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull the whole scripture up.
Okay.
Now, it didn't give me what I'm holding on. 2 Peter chapter 2. That's what I did wrong. Now, in a sense of life, God, the Bible says, a just man falleth 7 times, get back up again. So because that you fall down because you're on your walk of trying to be Christ-like, yes, God will forgive you. Now, here's where the problem comes in.
Okay.
Sin should be a part of your life, not a way of life. What I mean is, say you got delivered from the homosexual spirit, like a drunk, you fell off the wagon. You said, God, I messed up, forgive me, God. And you get back up and try. You go 5, 6 months, you mess up again. God, forgive me, God. And you're in good shape. The one who said, you know what, I done failed out twice, and I'm just gonna worship God. But now God know me, He know my heart, and this how I'm gonna live. Them other scriptures about going to hell. My God, He ain't gonna do that to me. You in trouble. Now you ask me a question. What would God call you? And when He done delivered you and you go back to it, you ask me a question, didn't you? And I believe in the Bible. You laugh, okay? Go ahead. I already know you're going to go. Here's a scripture in the Bible. Unforgive. You want to write it down?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now I got a magic marker instead of doggone 10, but I'm going to write it. What is it?
2 Peter.
Peter?
Yes, 2 Peter.
2 Peter.
Chapter 2.
2 Peter.
Chapter 2. Verses 15 through 16.
15 through 16?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to read it till you read it. Yeah. It says, King James Version.
2 Peter, chapter 2.
Verse 15 and 16.
15 and 16.
That's what it says. Which have forsaken, let me go to 14 first. Having eyes full of adultery, that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart that have exercised with coveted practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way, and gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bezor, who loved the wages, who loved the wages of unrighteousness, but was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumbass, speaking with man's voice, forbade the madness of the prophet. If you read that whole thing, it's going to tell you, for those that have tasted of the goodness of God, the being born again of God, and they go back to what they were doing, God said he's a dumbass.
You know something, Pastor? Go back to that where you said, for those who are taste. Is that your words or that's God's words?
No. Oh, that's God's word. Oh, no, let me show you. Let me read that to you then. Okay, hold on. That's God's word.
For those who are tasted.
2 Peter chapter 2. Let me pull it back up.
Yeah, that just stuck with me, man.
I see what you said. You stuck on the word taste. Let me, for those that have experience,
okay,
changing their life. But anyway, it's right there, 2 Peter chapter 2, right where we was at. Go down a little bit farther from verse 15 and 16. Let's see. Here we are. The word the Bible uses is not take, they use escape. That's the word we're going to use then, like the Bible. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse for them than the beginning. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto you. But it has happened unto them, according to the true proverb, the dog to turn to his own vomit again, and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire. So the word they use is escape. If that make you learn anything better.
Wow.
But it's still the same thing.
Well, I already knew that. I'm telling you, man, when you get close to the word, man, of God, man, I'm just saying, it seems like that devil just gets more on you.
Oh, I forgot to say today, have y'all read y'all Bible today?
I appreciate you, Pastor.
God bless you.
Oh, you too, man. Bye.
That was what I do. I hope I got enough time to play it today, because somebody asked me about that Martin Luther King thing yesterday, and somebody asked me, why do I play that? Why do I play that, Q? To get the truth out there. Because it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. And y'all done made this man of God and following your blackness. That's what got you can't see God. Hey, go ahead. Even the scripture in the Bible, it was the two daughters with their dad. They made them drink wine and. You talking about Lot daughters? Yeah, made them drink wine, but they can have Lot. That's Lot. Mm-hmm. And got pregnant by the daddy. But that'd be a form of incest, right? That is incest. Well, but now watch this. Mm-hmm. Did they get pregnant? I gotta go back and look at the story. I think they did. Because one had the baby. I never said well, but then they got pregnant, and that means they got pregnant, and they had the baby. So now see, that's one example. Because see, that's what I'm looking for from God. Give me a sign in the scripture, and okay, we getting there. I gotta go back and read that story again. But if that is the case, then I believe you are correct. Because one daughter got pregnant, then the other daughter laid with him, and she got pregnant. So both of them got pregnant. Mm-hmm. Did they kill the baby? No. Interesting. I'll tell you what, it's telling me dealing with King today. Let me see, can I help these folks out in this area? Okay. So they don't even understand about this green deal. Y'all look, let me tell y'all something. These folks, they playing with you, talking about hate Donald Trump and all that stuff. That this green deal, what them folks is saying, man, is that They don't want any more fossil fuel. They don't want no gas. They don't want no coal. So that means that if you got a car, you got to convert it to electricity. If you got a house, you got to let them come in and put solar panels on your house because they don't want no more fossil fuels. That means that you got to go in debt about something that they can't explain to you about some climate control. If we don't deal with climate control, the world gonna end in 12 years. The Bible says God is in control of the weather. Mm-hmm. If they want to know where climate control come from, why don't y'all try messing with HARP? Look up HARP. How the man messes with the weather and all that stuff, but they add you up as climate control to make you pay for it. So this thing they talking about the Green Deal, man. Matter of fact, no, let me fast forward. But let me go ahead and play Green Deal. I got it up, and then I'm gonna see I got time to play HARP for y'all too. They playing with y'all with this weather, man.
The Green Deal process is quite complicated, so we've put this animation together to explain the 4 stages. They are the assessment, agreeing Green Deal.
There's a place where speed bumps don't exist.
It just blacked out on its own. Here we go.
The Green Deal process is quite complicated, so we've put this animation together to explain the 4 stages. They are the assessment, agreeing Green Deal plan, installation, and repayment. First, you'll need to get a Green Deal assessment done of your house by a Green Deal assessor or advisor. They will produce a Green Deal advice report recommending energy-saving improvements. It's made up of an energy performance certificate, which rates your home's energy efficiency, and an occupancy assessment, which looks at how you use energy. Next, take your Green Deal advice report to a Green Deal provider. In practice, your assessor could be employed by a provider or working on commission for them. They'll give you a quote for a Green Deal plan to pay for the improvements. A Green Deal plan is a contract which states the measures to be installed, your repayments, and the interest rate. The Green Deal provider decides how much money you can borrow, how long you can borrow it for, and the interest rate. Remember, the Green Deal is a long-term financial product, so we recommend that you shop around for quotes to make sure that you get the best deal. Once you've agreed on a Green Deal plan, your provider will arrange for a Green Deal installer to fit the energy-efficient measures in your home. You will have to pay for the measures through your electricity bill. In theory, savings you make on your current energy bill, thanks to the energy-efficient improvements, will go towards repaying your Green Deal loan. Overall, your bill shouldn't increase. This is called the Golden Rule. But it's a guideline, not a guarantee. The Golden Rule doesn't take account of how much energy you use and doesn't ensure that you will save money. A Green Deal loan won't necessarily be the cheapest way to pay for energy-saving home improvements. If you don't use much energy, you could end up repaying more than you save. Always check out other financial options. Which is investigating a Green Deal on behalf of consumers. For more clear and impartial information on the Green Deal, including a checklist of what to look out for before, during, and after a Green Deal assessment, visit which.co.uk/Green Deal.
Oh, it's real. Oh, it's very real. I not believe it, but it's real. 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Let's get Miss Sheena in here for your exterminating need. Call Chris, the Godfather Pest Control. 901-581-5534. Again, that's 901-581-5534. I promise you, he can take care of your pest control needs. Get Miss Sheena in here, Q, while I find this thing I got from Jose earlier.
Are you looking for affordable auto, home, life, renters, or barrier insurance? Insurance and Milton's got multiple carriers to find the best rate for our customers. Have an issue with water rates or filing? Insurance and Memphis has a market just for you. When the other says no, Insurance and Memphis says yes. Insurance and Memphis is located at 3556 Hickory Hill Road at 901-417-8022. Call your local authorized progressive agent, Sheena. Call her honesty to give you a free quote, and you'll be glad you did.
Okay, good. I'm glad I got time to play it there. I got this from Joseph. San Francisco, now you know when liberals tell you something is going too far, it's got to be going way too far. Yes, sir. Now San Francisco, where they pay people almost $200,000 a year to go through the town scooping up human feces. Well, there's no middle class. You're just rich or you poor. And the homeless people literally use the bathroom. They've got a map as a tourist when you come in where they show you which parts of the town to stay away from so you won't step in human feces. Now, look at that. Lord. The richest kind of town. Yeah, shut up, fast. But now San Francisco warning people about this facial recognition, Q. You heard about that? Yeah, I heard a little bit about it, but tell me more. Well, for them to be talking about look out, you know it's got to be real trouble because you know liberals like all that invade and all that. Let's see what they said. We'll go to CBS News and see what they say.
To ban the use of facial recognition technology. Local lawmakers will vote on a bill to prohibit the use of the technology in all city departments. That includes police body cameras. Jonathan Bigliotti shows us the growing concern about privacy and racial bias.
It's at the airport. And in our cell phones, the convenience of facial recognition technology is part of our everyday lives, and it's also being used to catch criminals. So this is how it works. A person suspected of committing a crime is caught on a surveillance camera like this one. A screen grab of the person's face, in this case made, is then uploaded to this database containing thousands of people with previous arrests. It saves us time. It helps us be more efficient. It helps us be more cost effective. Officers at the Washington County Sheriff's Office, just outside Portland, Oregon, have been using Amazon's recognition software for nearly 2 years. Senior systems analyst Chris Enzima says the software works a lot faster than the human eye. The chin, eyes, everything is measured. So the computer's not literally looking at the face, it's looking at measurements on the face and comparing it to other measurements on source photos. Yeah. The efficiency and convenience has critics asking if the possibility of being tracked and identified is worth the risk. Cities like San Francisco, Oakland, and Somerville, Massachusetts are about to answer that question. They could be among the first to ban the technology at all government agencies. Facial recognition is biased against people of color, and it's often inaccurate. For proof, lawmakers and civil liberty watchdogs point to the ACLU's test of Amazon's facial recognition program after scanning images of members of Congress and then comparing them to archived arrest photos. 28 lawmakers were incorrectly matched, including 6 members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Facial recognition in the hands of police departments will fan the flames of discriminatory policing. It will result in more dangerous encounters between members of the public and the police. It's not like, hey, it comes out, and then that's my guy. We go put handcuffs on somebody and take him to jail. It doesn't work like that at all. But Detective Mark Balvone says in the right hands, the technology can be useful. We need to use it responsibly. There is room for error there and abuse. And so that's why we have very specific policies that limit how we can use it and why and when.
All right, thank you very much. Facial technology.
Well, it's interesting. He said in the right hands it could be very useful. In the right hands, nuclear power was very useful. Yeah, but you mentioned it last night at Bob study, the movie Enemy of the State. The Enemy of the State, right? When they had all the stuff they surveying on us, and back when that movie came out, everybody thought, no, this can't happen. That's impossible. That's impossible. But they had face recognition. Had all that in there. They grabbed the screenshot and ran through that database real quickly. And look at where we at now. 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. How many more minutes we got left, kid? We got 3 minutes. Got 3 minutes left. Any more comments you want to get in there right quick? I'm trying to find something right quick that I want to find. You got any comments to give while I'm looking through here? Oh, man, you said so much today. Man, I said so much today, man. I know this here. I got one. Unforgivable. When you said, you do, like you said, when you fall down, get back up. Now, the problem you have is when you fall down and stay down. But you right. As a believer, yeah, you're going to make mistakes, but you'll know you're growing with God. When each year as you grow, you're dealing with God on different mistakes. If you're kind of going to God every night, about the same sin, then you caught up in a stronghold. You need deliverance.
Yes.
But if you're currently going through God because God I made it through that, I'm on this journey in my life, then what you're doing is growing. As a believer, you either in a storm, just came out of a storm, or about to go through a storm. That's what that is. But at the end of the day, if you would trust God through the storm, I promise you're going to get to your destination.
Mm-hmm.
Man, God's so beautiful.
Man, what?
I'm trying to see. I don't have time to play if I find it. I know I got it.
You find it, we'll be going.
Let me just right quick. Maybe I get just a little bit of it. But I just want to hear him before I go. Okay.
Just historic comments
I
of
got to do the 5 second commercial, and but it's gone now. I just want to ask you this question before I go.
Hello and welcome back. This is the topical discussion on the Morning Breeze on NBS Television. My name is Simon Kagwanjala, and well, we're also weighing in on the debate on homosexuality in Uganda, which is taking another twist today, with questions as to whether Uganda is becoming a safe haven for homosexuals. President Museveni on Sunday, while attending the inauguration of the new Archbishop of the Church of Uganda at Namirembe Cathedral, insisted that, well, he had no problem with homosexuals as long as they did not promote the practice.
Trying to fast forward.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't get to it. I wouldn't even say you are gay.
I don't know how we run.
You are
30 seconds now. We down almost 30 seconds.
Bye, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. God bless. I love you. Hey, look, if you like the show, go to AndreGuy.com, click on Revelation Christian Center, and go to PayPal anytime you like. 93.3 is up and running. The new station times are going to come out and stuff. We need money to go in there and to try to stay on the air. And if you like the show and you want the truth to keep going, we depend on your support. God bless. I love you. AndreGuy.com, click on Revelation Christian Center. PayPal right there in the screen. Friends, this is Pastor Guy. Letting you know that if you're being blessed by the ministry, you can always go to AndreGuy.com.